what's going on, everybody? It is Chris Aiken back once again with another edition of the CMS News right here on the CMS Podcast Network. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure before we get going here, you do all the podcasty stuff, like, subscribe, follow, whatever, comment, do that stuff. Would you please? Helps us grow, helps us keep doing this stuff. And today on the show, we are going to be talking a little bit about the band Sacred Reich. I know a lot of you are probably going, who? A lot of you don't remember, but us 80s heads, we certainly remember Sacred Reich. And they have a long history in the heavy metal world of, you know, they've always been kind of one of those third-tier bands that were always cool if you heard them, but not a lot of people, when you say, hey, tell me your top 5 bands, Sacred Reich is, you know, quick to the tongue, so to speak. But they do have a cool following, and they have made a lot of cool music. If you don't know their music, go back and check it out. It's good stuff. And, but yeah, they just had a member change. Dave McClain, the drummer of the band, and obviously way back in the day, the drummer of Machine Head, he just recently left the band. And the band put out the typical statement, you know, wish him the best in their endeavors and all that stuff. And a lot of times when you see that, you think that there's some ugliness behind it. I don't know if Dave's just trying to calmly move past this thing, or he just doesn't want any grief or whatever. But he sort of issued somewhat of the same sort of a statement here. So I'll read a little bit of it. This is, of course, coming from the mighty Blabbermouth, blabbermouth.net. You guys should be checking that page every day if you don't, because I do. And that's where I get all my news from. Forget CNN or any of that bullshit. The only place is Blabbermouth or Brave Words. Maybe Little Sleaze Rocks. That's about where I look. Anyway, in an earlier statement on Tuesday, McClain released the following message on social media. Hey everyone, as I'm sure you've heard, I'm no longer with Sacred Reich. Since joining in 2018, we made great music and had fun times together. I've decided to move on, and I wish them all the best in the future. If you have been at a Sacred Reich show over the last 6 years, it was my pleasure to perform for you and meet a lot of you. I will still be 100% doing my thing, whether it's touring, recording, teaching, or just playing in my home studio. Hope to see you all out there in the world again. Now back to the drum room. Thanks, Dave. All right, let's give you the 2-second translation of this, okay? I can't make enough money to do this band. That's it. I'm going to go and do my thing, whatever it would be. Somebody needs a touring drummer? Sure, if the pay's right. Somebody needs a recording session? Sure, if the pay's right. Want me to teach you? Sure, pay me. That's what's going on here. Sacred Reich ain't making enough money to justify the effort of being in Sacred Reich. It is as simple as that, at least in my opinion. I could be wrong. Very much doubt it in this case. And I get that. You know, the smaller bands that did not have the Crazy Train or the Enter Sandman song, you know, they struggle out there. You know, all of them. And there's a lot of great ones that are out there, too. You know, your Metal Churches of the world or your Flotsam and Jetsams of the world. Those bands got to really, really grind it out to barely make it. Nobody's getting rich. So there's your statement from Dave McClain. He just left, you know, kind of as simple as that. So he did it. Now I'm going to do it. It's time for me to go as well. Make sure you follow me on all of my things. Easiest way is right down below me here, classicmetalshow.locals.com. Make sure you go over there and follow us over there. Put the app on your phone. It's great. The app works fantastic. You can get all the episodes of the Classic Metal Show, Chris Aiken Presents, Seth Show, the other shows that are on the network. All of it's free. You don't have to pay to be on Locals, folks. If you want some of the extra content, it is there as well for $4.99 a month. But if you just want the content every day and you don't want to pay shit, you do not have to, because it is free over there on Locals. So classicmetalshow.locals.com. And that is going to do it for this edition of the CMS News. I am Chris Aiken, and you know what, folks? I will be again tomorrow. See ya!